here's the way this is shaking out. As you know, CNN is headquartered right here in Atlanta. And the court case against Donald Trump, the criminal case against Donald Trump, probably has its best chance of succeeding through the American court system. The case that has the best chance of succeeding is the one that has been brought by the Fulton County District Attorney here in Atlanta. And her name is, what is her name? Just a minute. I've got to, Fani Willis, thank you. Fani Willis, who is the Fulton County District Attorney. She's not new to the legal profession, but she's new as far as being the District Attorney for the city of Atlanta, or for Fulton County. Now, here's the kind of the backstory is the way that Trump, this filthy pig, Donald Trump, and you know this, how he badgered Georgia's Republican Secretary of State who voted for Trump twice, Brad Raffensperger. Trump just badgered the shit out of him on an hour-long call where he was trying to get Raffensperger to lie, steal, cheat. In other words, in Trump's words, to find the votes necessary to flip this state, which all of a sudden was a battleground state, to Trump's column after the voters in this state said, no, fuck you, Donald Trump, we're voting for Biden. But to Trump, to somebody with a brain full of twisting, turning worms, that didn't mean shit. So Trump's on the phone to Raffensperger, trying to get him to lie, cheat, and steal. Well, while that was going on, an aide to the Secretary of State, Jordan Fuchs is his name, he was on the phone to Trump's chief of staff, Mark Meadows. Fuchs was on the phone, and he was saying to Mark Meadows, you need to get Trump to end this call to our governor. Nothing will be productive. And it's a woman. Jordan added, please save the relationship. In other words, the relationship between the national Republicans and the state Republicans here. Because Trump, at that moment, was polluting, corrupting, destroying, shitting all over everything. But Trump doesn't care about any of that. He's just a power-mad Nazi. That's all he is. So that text message, I said it was a phone call. It wasn't. It was a text between Jordan Fuchs and Mark Meadows. This was included in a recent court filing. And it offers to anyone who wants to take a goddamn look, a deeper look at the chaos that Trump was delivering into our political system, especially here in Georgia, while he pressed Raffensperger to help prove that Trump won in Georgia, a state that Trump lost. This is what these son of a bitches do. We don't care about reality. We don't care about the truth. We don't care about what is real and what is fake. Do what we say. We're Christians. We're fascist Christians. We make our own reality as we go. So that phone call, that text, is now at the center of this investigation into Trump here in Atlanta. And it's set to advance this week because the prosecutor here in Atlanta is convening a special grand jury. Now, a special grand jury, let me just say right at the start, according to Georgia law, a special grand jury does not have power of indictment. It has power of investigation, power of issue subpoenas. And in that process, if a special grand jury finds that there is evidence of crimes were committed, then that evidence is turned over to a regular grand jury, which issues an indictment. Okay? So the special grand jury that's being convened this week here in Atlanta is being convened to determine whether any of Trump's actions related to the election here or those of his allies, any actions by the scum-sucking bastards who work for this bum, were criminal. If they find that they were, then it goes to a grand jury. Now, Mark Meadows, according to the evidence, I mean, all this shit is so evident now in text messages and recordings. Meadows eventually did wrap up that call back in January 2021 by suggesting that lawyers from both sides should connect again soon. And Ms. Fuchs answered, "Thank you. Wow." Thank you. Wow. Now, when CNN contacted Ms. Fuchs, she declined to comment on any of this. Yeah, well, I can certainly understand why. Now, back to Fani Willis, who is the Fulton County District Attorney. She's been digging into all this corruption and filth and deceit and lies. In other words, Trump's calls with the Secretary of State here and another official in his office. She's also been looking at the presentations that Trump's scummy little bat lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, made before in front of state lawmakers here that were filled with election lies. You know, when Giuliani came down here and had an audience with some of these fascist Christians and just pumped wave after wave of bullshit into the Georgia House, trying to tell them why they should overturn what the people of Georgia had decided in the ballot. Also, she's investigating, Miss Willis is, a phone call between Lindsey Graham Cracker, the South Carolina senator, and Raffensperger, the Secretary of State here, where Lindsey Graham Cracker also was trying to apply pressure. And she's also looking at why did B.J. Pack, the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Georgia, just all of a sudden resign. Boom. I'm out of here. Fuck this. Well, I could make a fairly logical, intelligent guess as to why Byung Pak, or as he was known here in Georgia, BJ, why he decided to leave. So District Attorney Willis is ready to seat this grand jury right in the middle of this contested Republican primary season here in Georgia. And she's trying to be so fair. She says she will delay calling witnesses because some of the witnesses she wants to question are on different ballots here in the Republican primaries. And she's going to delay calling the witnesses to avoid interfering with the fascist Christian primary that is to occur within a week here in Georgia. I think it's within a week. And meantime, as former Republican Senator David Perdue is challenging Governor Kemp in the Republican governor's primary, new evidence is now coming out about this rotten little fucker Perdue, his efforts to backchannel with Georgia officials about the 2020 election results. In other words, Perdue was more than willing, even though the son of a bitch wants to be governor of Georgia, the son of a bitch was willing to lie, cheat, and steal through back channels, through scum in the Georgia House. Scum. Members of the Georgia House of Representatives who were apparently willing to lie, cheat, and steal to deny the voters of the state what we had decided we wanted where it concerned the President of the United States. Unfucking believable, this stuff. It just doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop. For the past 6 years that this filthy pig, Donald Trump, got national prominence, And he picked the Republican Party because, like he said years ago, the Republicans were the dumbest bastards on earth and the easiest to con. But for the past 6 years, it's just been a steady flood, like a toilet overflowing, like a sump pump backing up. Trump. Now, as far as Miss Willis is concerned, oh my God, the racist threats against her, they began the moment she announced an investigation into Trump. You talk about the N-word being used against this woman. It's gotten to the point where, as she said, use the N-word all you want. It means nothing to me at this point. But it's worse than that. Do you know what's going to happen here? Today, names are being submitted for grand jury selection. And I think there are several hundred names that are being submitted. Out of those several hundred names, there will be a limited number of special grand jurors who will be called. I'm not sure to sit on this special grand jury. I'm not sure how many are involved, but it's a greater number being called for the initial interview. Well, that started today. And the Fulton County Courthouse is right slam in downtown Atlanta. And officials have closed the roads earlier today surrounding the courthouse. They put snipers from state law enforcement on the roof of the Fulton County building. They have canine police dogs at the ready. I mean, the prosecutors on Miss Willis's team have also been issued bulletproof vests. I mean, this is the United States. This is Atlanta, Georgia. This is 2022. All of that is true. You know what else is true? There is a concerted, concentrated, nationwide effort going on right now, engineered and led by fascist Christians, to destroy the country. And most of us, myself included, we're just going about our business. You know, I go for my jog in the morning. I do my podcast. I fix Molly's lunch. I go for a walk in the afternoon. I run errands. In the meantime, the fascist Christians are working together to end everything that this country said it wanted to be 250 years ago. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcast. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.